A very good evening and welcome to UBC News Tonight at 10 p.m. with me, Sharon Kyomugisha. We start off with President Museveni, who has directed the Special Forces Command to renovate and upgrade Isunga Police Station in Kagadi District in recognition for its immense support towards the liberation struggle of Uganda. It's at this police station that Museveni and his colleagues grabbed their first RPG-7B gun, an item which became very instrumental during the 5-year liberation struggle. While on tour of Bunyoro sub-region, Museveni visited the police station and committed to offer necessary support, as you're about to witness.
Isunga police post. Embundu nungi ya RPG 7B. Ekabaye nebikombola bishatu. Ekimwe kitene booster ngana gitwara ekatukora umurimo mulungi. Isunga erinka hano
Your Excellency eri nyuma ya wao mitazi nka 10 ku Uganda
undarugaro ninja kwemera interekisani. Now my commander, Major General Mugisha, where are you? Kohereza by engineers by SFC mtubombekera ho police post nungi asente zanjye za president ukwijuka umurimo wa RPG yankoreye. Major General Mugisha, my SFC should come and build that police post. And controller give the money to build the police post. Plan it and build it in a good way.
I'd like to thank our President of the Republic of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, because he has uplifted our Isunga Sub-County Police Station, where he has promised that he's going to construct for us a modern police station at Isunga. And he appreciates the fact that during the time he was struggling for power, he picked a gun from Isunga, which also helped him in his struggle.
The NRM Secretary General, Richard Todwong, has started second tracking the NRM manifesto and service delivery in West Nile sub-region. Meanwhile, the NRM Director of Finance and Administration, Hajat Medina Naham, says that the NRM pledges for West Nile are at 40%. Watch.
NRM Secretary General Right Honourable Richard Todwong and Director for Finance and Administration, National Resistance Movement Party, Hajat Medina Naham, joined by the members of Parliament from West Nile and local government leaders, started by launching Oru Bridge in Koboko District. The team also continued to Koboko General Hospital, where the government is constructing a new hospital block.
We visited the bridge which connects Koboko and Maracha. I visited the hospital which is under construction, and we had a very nice dialogue with the leaders. They presented quite a number of issues. Some of them ranges from infrastructural challenges to social issues. Most importantly, they stressed the issue of rehabilitation of Nebi Arua Road.
The chairperson of Koboko District, Mambo Asraf, hailed government for the construction of the hospital and bridge, but decried the slow financial flow for the construction projects.
Now we get funding from Ministry of Health, from the government of Uganda, but the funding 500 per financial year cannot do anything. That's the reason why they're slow. But how the allocation is from the Parliament. They are not giving priority into allocation of these resources to these hospitals. Yes, you grant a hospital, but you don't give the funding. You see, you don't give sufficient funding for its operations.
The NRM Director for Finance and Administration, Hajat Medina Naham, says that as West Nile, the pledges of NRM are at 40% fulfillment.
A bridge installation that links Koboko District with Maracha District, that river has been a death trap for many of our people there. That bridge at Oru has
The event was attended by members of parliament from West Nile region, led by the woman member of parliament Koboko district, Ate Sherifa.
I want to thank the SG so much for coming to Koboko today. And I want to thank the NRM government for giving us time today. It was even said that Museveni has ignored West Nile completely, but I want to tell the people of Koboko today that Museveni has never ignored us. We have been eating equally from the national cake. For example, we got the hospital. We got Barifa Hospital that started construction since 2022. This is efforts of the government of Uganda.
However, some of the ministers who attended the event from the same region hailed government for this initiative.
And I'm much aware, SG, that there is a deliberate effort to extend power to the sub-counties, to stabilize power and increase the strength. And I'm very sure with you sitting in cabinet, once this proposal comes, you will support the proposal to ensure power is extended to all the sub-counties in West Nile.
Story compiled by Tanaba Kenneth for UBC News.
In more stories, NRM members of parliament and ministers from Buganda have launched an early campaign to revive support for the ruling party in the region, which had dwindled in the last election. They have embarked on grassroots engagements to understand the grievances that led to this decline and to find solutions. The team, led by Member of Parliament Robert Migade, visited Buvuma to mobilize support for the NRM party. And of course, the residents expressed concerns about delayed compensation for those displaced from their land, for palm oil plantations and the conduct of many marine soldiers combating illegal fishing. The members of parliament engaged residents to understand the issues that led to the NRM's decline in Buvuma, and the Energy Minister Ruth Nankabira promised to escalate the fishermen's grievances to President Sharon Museveni for resolution.
The team, led by MP Robert Migade, visited Buvuma, where they spent the day mobilizing support for the NRM party.
We are informing people on what government has done. For example, you have heard many people, when the borehole has a problem, people run to the MP. We have heard from the minister that they released over 700 million. Therefore, if that money was to be used well, MPs or leaders would not suffer, and actually government will not be losing in some of those areas. At the same time, we remind people on what government is about to do. For example, we have the issue of power, and the minister has updated us. We have the issue of solar energy in schools. The minister has updated us. So this day, and why we go to conference. One is to converge with our people, so that really we associate with our people. There are people in Buvuma who have never seen 10 members of parliament together. They have never seen more than 2 ministers together. Because by 1996 or by 2001, only 7 ministers had visited Buvuma since 86. So when you see ministers, Attorney General coming and they are giving confidence on delayed compensation, because there is a legal aspect, I think we have achieved, and what we have to do now is to follow up on some of those promises, and I'm sure.
Residents expressed concerns about delayed compensation for those displaced from their land, for palm oil plantations and the conduct of marine soldiers combating illegal fishing.
We have always had the issue of fisheries. We don't support illegal fishing, but we have seen government intervene in Karamoja. Someone hands over a gun and is given things like iron sheets. There is even a project, the so-called Karamoja iron sheets. So what about if you had the fisheries iron sheets, and that people who were displaced by the lake maybe can have alternative livelihood somewhere else? We have had the president talk about it when he was touring Bunyoro. This is what we have always demanded from him. We want a special fund. So these meetings, at the end of the day, we shall put together what we have gathered from the different areas. Then we meet the president on how we should have affirmative action for Buganda, specifically for Buganda, because much as the president lost in Buganda, but he got the highest number.
The MPs engaged residents to understand the issues that led to NRM's decline in Buvuma.
There has been a disconnect between the two of us. We are now trying to connect with one another, to deliver services to them, to inform them what we are delivering, what we are capable of delivering, and the potential opportunities that can be exploited in their respective areas. People have not been aware about the potential that they have and what we are capable of delivering to them as politicians, as leaders. Now we are connecting. We know what they are lacking, and we have identified ways of bridging those gaps.
Energy Minister Ruth Nankabira promised to escalate the fishermen's grievances to President Museveni for resolutions.
From Buganda, we wanted to touch base with the people in our constituencies. We wanted to do it earlier, but the ministers were busy until we decided to move. You can see we are using Sundays. You can wonder a whole canon not to be in church. It's because we don't have any other day. So every Sunday we shall be going to constituencies with the ministers to handle the issues that we find on the ground, offer explanation or solutions. Here in Buvuma, the issue of harshness of the enforcers on the lake has come out prominently, and I'm happy to note that the solution has been found and it's going to be implemented beginning from tomorrow. People are going to be given their motorcycles, their boats, their engines. Those cases that are in prison, they're going to sit and resolve them. I've explained the issue of electricity. We have plans to make sure that we finish the upgrading or reviewing of the feasibility study.
The Minister of Security, Jim Muhwezi, has encouraged veterans to join savings and credit cooperative organizations as a means to tap into government programs aimed at poverty eradication and well-being enhancement. Speaking at the Kampala Veterans SACCO annual meeting where former war veterans strategized for the year, Muhwezi emphasized the importance of unity and organization to secure government support. Take a look.
Security Minister General Jim Muhwezi has urged veterans to align themselves with existing SACCOs to gain government recognition and financial support.
Share, now that we are together, share, which I think is even more important, about the state of our country, because this is our government more than anybody else. We the veterans, I hope you know that. Yes, sometimes people pretend to be more responsible than us, but we are the biggest shareholder.
Speaking at the Kampala Veterans SACCO annual meeting, the minister reiterated the government's commitment to boosting household incomes through financial assistance.
Finances, very big problem. This one I've been running personally, actually. I've been contributing because even to collect money for the people who started the SACCO was a problem. I had to contribute for them. So I'm very, very thrilled. I'm very happy to see new people coming in because we can do much better.
Veterans, being those who played a key role in Uganda's liberation struggle, are encouraged to form and join associations that attract government backing. The SACCO chairperson, Lieutenant Allen Atwine, encouraged the veterans to become active members to benefit from national initiatives aimed at improving their livelihoods.
We mobilize, we don't get together. We leave the forces not at the same time. So sometimes when others get out, they don't report back. So the struggle we are getting now is to see how to bring ourselves together and do the needful for our better future. And this is what we've been doing. This is the second AGM, and we are ready to go. We are more than organized than last time.
The SACCO treasurer, Rebecca Mpanga, reassured members that the SACCO would prioritize their welfare and that of their families.
It brings us together. Even when you feel your pockets are empty, but there is a fallback, you ring, you communicate to the SACCO and say, I'm bad loaf, I'm this and this. When you pass away, this SACCO is there for you.
Mike Bakblindi compiled this report.
Mulago National Referral Hospital offers specialized maxillofacial surgery in the country, but with limitations in staffing and equipment. Some of the patients spoke to UBC about their life-changing impact at Mulago National Referral Hospital. Watch as Abigaba reports.
Maxillofacial surgery is a surgical specialty within dentistry that focuses on the reconstruction of the face, jaws, mouth, head and the neck, including procedures like facial trauma repair and dental implant replacement, among others.
Especially those with jaw tumors, cancer of the mouth, and those with fractures of the jaws, those who have been involved in road traffic accidents, especially borders. Patients usually arrive from casualty and they are sent here, and we see them in outpatients. After that, we review those who need surgery, we admit, and they are operated upon.
Sometimes others are assaults. And we also treat cases like tumors. Tumors, there are a variety of tumors. There are those ones which are malignant. It means now it has the characteristic of cancer cells. Then there are those ones which are benign. These are the ones which don't have cancer characteristics. So most common ones, we have ameloblastomas, we have ossifying fibromas, we have fibrous dysplasia, we also have dentinosus issues which are cysts, which we usually treat sometimes.
Mulago National Referral Hospital has a fully fledged ward 3B dedicated to maxillofacial patients, where they receive treatment with weekly clinic and operating theatre. Patrick Azur, a boda rider, was clobbered by unknown people using an iron bar on his head. His jaw and nose was broken multiple times, as the caretaker narrates.
Namudusa mu barracks nayo nerabanga bimusobedde. Yakwata kukwasi baluwa nagikolera nagituwa agamugende Mulago. Batuukira ku casualty award. Awo twamala naku ngazi izo basawo bajja buli ssaawa baba bajja ne bakukebera ne bakolako eddagala ly'okumakya n'emisana n'ekiro paka twamalawo naku zaali nga 3 ku woodi ya bakazolite, then ne batuwa transfer okujja eno ne bagamba okutungibwa kuwedde.
Azul's caretaker says according to the condition their patient was in, they never expected him to recover so quickly, and gives credit to the doctors at Mulago National Referral Hospital for the specialized care they gave him.
Mu Uganda tulina abasawo kyetwali twasuubira wabagamba omuntu w'ennyindo bw'ebanga eyasiddwa manya nti tomusuubira kubaawo oba kuddangulu. Naye abasawo baafuba mu buli ngeri ne batukolerako eddagala eryo. Nono tuli Mulago mupya mwe tuli. Era ne wenjogerera wano omulwadde wange asobola okwetambuza, asobola okulaba gy'oli bw'oba bakusindise nti kwata ekkubo ogenda ku ddwaliro eddene e Mulago bo waliyo obujjanjabi totya. Oyinza okutya nti ate engeri gye bali Mulago omupya bajja kulako ssente bikoze bitya, ebyo biveeko. Tambula butambuzi, ogenda kulaba abasawo bakuyiikiranga ki. Era gy'oli bwakusindika ku Mulago genda nga okimanyi nti ogenda kuzza muntu omu nga mulamu.
Timothy Mugisha, a resident of Mukono, was involved in an accident and his jaw was dislocated. He went to Mulago for a maxillofacial surgery, as he explains.
Nasooka ne ngasimanyi oba basobola okunkolako nenzija era nga kyandeese eno nazzeko operation nafuna okumenyeka muneeno nenfuna amannyo ganne gatambula sobola kuluma, so ndowooza nenfuna n'ekituli munda muneeno mulimu ekituli sobola kunywa kuba byenywa byebidda, naye nga nnindiridde operation kubanga nina abalala bangi bidda bakola operation ne bakola ki ne badda nga bateredde. Era nesuubidde nti nja kudda banange mmaze okukola ki okutereera ng'abalala.
Dr. Teopista Kasande, a consultant on oral maxillofacial surgery at Mulago National Referral Hospital, notes that on average they see close to 30 patients a day, and in theatre they see 6 to 8 per week.
The challenge is Mulago being a national referral hospital, we see very many patients. Some have been referred, others are self-referrals. So we are overwhelmed. We have many patients to see. Backlog, actually we have booked up to 2026. But we try to handle them.
The hospital says that they have the capacity to handle surgeries in the country, but more specialties in the field of maxillofacial surgery is needed.
We are so few on ground, such as that our services are required so much. I am actually a pioneer. We started as 3. With 3, 2 gentlemen, Dr. Kyomugisha works in Lacho Hospital, Dr. Kyomugisha works in Naguru. I was the only female, so we were the first trained, Ugandan trained maxillofacial surgeons. Since then, the curriculum was reviewed and the intake is increasing with time. We started at 3, now there are more than 5.
So we urge, the only thing we need is to boost our equipment system, which the models we are using here, they are few. But we try to use the minimum we have to register success in all the cases. But the challenge we have also is the number of our staff, especially the maxillofacial surgeons. They are very few, limited. So the workload is only placed more in Mulago, where upcountry people have to all come, even others from international world, they all come here.
Dr. Richard Adama, a maxillofacial surgeon at Mulago National Referral Hospitals, discusses some of the most challenging cases they have handled at Mulago.
There's a case for rhabdomyosarcoma. It's a tumor of the muscles. It was on the right side of the jaw. With my senior, we had gone that time, we operated. We removed half of the jaw. And this guy, the following day, when we came, we found he was still having bleeding. So we monitored the bleeding from the morning. When it reached around in the afternoon, around 3, 4, it was intensifying. We had to go back to the theater. And we ended up finishing the theater program, up to 1 a.m. at night. So it was my first challenging case, which we did. Then the second one was also a tumor, which is called ameloblastoma. There is a lady who was referred from Jinja. It was in social media. We worked with one of our professors, Dr. Kamulegia, and the tumor had already eaten all the jaw. The whole jaw was 5 kilograms. So that tumor, now we had to remove the whole jaw down. So this lady, actually we monitored her. The following day, actually she was doing well. After a week, she was discharged.
Road traffic crashes, especially border borders, are attributed to the biggest numbers of patients being attended to at Mulago National Referral Hospital, Maxillofacial Department. Zahra Abigaba, UBC News.
Fire! Buy your tickets through MTN Momo on *165*20# and come support Uganda Cranes. Proudly brought to you by MTN.
With MTN, our football
and our support
is unstoppable.
We are
unstoppable.
According to the Uganda Bureau of Statistics Census Report of 2016, in Uganda, 12.4% of the population, about 4.5 million, live with a disability. Limited access to ICT and assistive technologies increases digital disparities, prompting UCOSAF's aim to promote digital inclusiveness for persons with disabilities. The ICT for People with Disability program aims to improve the accessibility of education and technology for persons with disabilities and promote their full and effective participation in society. UCOSA is implementing this program through the creation and maintenance of an online observatory for persons with disabilities intended to link persons with disabilities with service providers and different programs that empower them, and provision of adaptive tools that enhance their quality of life through ICTs and digital skilling.
Thank you for still watching UBC News Tonight. We continue with our stories where the Ministry of Education and Sports wants schools to embrace performing arts through the newly introduced O-level curriculum, which integrates various forms of artistic expressions, including music, dance, and drama. This initiative was prominently showcased during a vibrant music gala held at Crested Secondary School, Machindi, on the theme Environmental Sustainability is My Responsibility. Jimmy Lord reports.
The event featured a series of captivating performances, including set of pieces, poetry recitals, and traditional folk dances. A major highlight of the day was a spirited competition among the students. Speaking at the event, the school's director, Professor Charles Ibingira, emphasized the significance of the new curriculum in empowering students by nurturing their talents alongside academic learning. He noted that integrating performing arts into education system enhances creativity, teamwork, and self-expression, which are essential skills for holistic development.
We want to thank government for the new curriculum because the old curriculum was, the lower secondary curriculum was very much lacking. We had to ensure we cope with the new curriculum. The curriculum is practical, it imparts skills, and it is student-centered, not teacher-centered. And we had to ensure that the environment is suitable for that curricular implementation.
Parents in attendance praised the initiative, acknowledging the importance of balancing academics with co-curricular activities. They expressed their support for the curriculum, noting its role in shaping well-rounded students. Meanwhile, students themselves welcomed the change, highlighting how the curriculum has given them a platform to explore career opportunities, boost their confidence, and develop their skills.
I think some of these things go hand in hand. There's no way you can focus on academics without focusing on children's talent, because they inform each other. Good education, or if you want to give a child a firm foundation, you have to look at them holistically. You have to look at their talents, their skills, and it's because of those, when they are stimulated and they are empowered, they are able to perform so well in school.
The new curriculum has been with a lot of experience because we work in groups compared to the old curriculum where we had to do work in a singular way. We cooperate with groups, we get time to associate with our friends. Then also the teachers are very effective because when you work as in a group, it is easier for you to coordinate and get information as a group and be able to coordinate with what is taught in class. I would say that most of the students should participate in such events because they help you boost your confidence and the motive to speak to people and the crowd.
As the ministry continues to advocate the integration of performing arts in education, such events serve as a testament to the potential creative learning in shaping future generations.
In more stories, the government of Uganda is recognizing the significant benefits of the competence-based curriculum for lower secondary school. The curriculum was designed to equip students with practical skills and knowledge to address real-world challenges, as you're about to witness.
During the 2025 Curriculum Fair at Trinity College Nabingo, Commissioner for Secondary Education Juliet Muzora commended the school for being a model institution in effectively implementing the new curriculum since its inception in 2020. She applauded the school's dedication to hands-on learning and innovation to prepare students become problem solvers and future leaders. The event on the theme Empowering the Girl Child Holistically Through Innovation for Sustainable Development showcased students' ability to apply classroom knowledge to real life.
The girls are very, very, very confident. They put theory into practice to look for solutions to to society problems. And so that was the mind and the objective behind rolling out the competence-based curriculum, that we should not just keep theoretical when we have a multitude of society problems around us, that we should use available materials, available resources to address some of the challenges. So far, with the lower secondary competence-based curriculum, we are very proud that none of our learners is a failure in life. Each one of them has got a skill.
The head teacher Immaculate Nasozi Rwanga highlighted the aligning teaching methods with government guidelines which reinforce the curriculum's goal of fostering creativity, critical thinking, and innovation.
We organized this curriculum fair with an intention of bringing out what we are teaching in classes to reality, or for observation for people to see. And another thing, the curriculum fair is a way of bringing out the interests of the government as far as the new curriculum is concerned. That is skilling the children, not only passing on knowledge for cramming. So the children are showing the skills that they've learned from the classroom, exhibiting them to the public.
We were actually looking out for innovation and creativity, whereby this was being seen in what a given department is doing that has not been existing, and that explains creativity. Then also collaboration. Can you be able to integrate the different subjects into what you are doing? For example, geography department was able to show that they are integrating mathematics, they are integrating physics, they are integrating chemistry, so the integration is very key.
A key highlight of the fair was the exhibition of over 15 student-led innovation prototypes covering technological and environmental solutions. These included urban farming techniques, robotics projects, and a garbage fountain innovation.
We are basing with urban farming, a simple way of sustainably using our environment in the city, because we know we have a problem of space. So we are doing three main things today. We are doing cattle keeping, fish farming, and irrigation. In the fish farming, we decided to use ponds instead of aquariums because they are easier to make and maintain and in a small place. We are doing cattle keeping so that we can easily generate the manure from the cattle and use it to fertilize the crops. And we can also use the crops the other side, the remains of the crops, to feed the cattle, and we can also buy some brand for them if possible.
Showcased projects were evaluated by a panel of adjudicators who assessed them based on relevancy, impact, and presentation skills. The event served as a powerful testament to how the competence-based curriculum is shaping the next generation of leaders, entrepreneurs, and innovators. As the government continues to scale up its efforts in strengthening skill-based learning, schools like Trinity College Nabingo remain at the forefront of driving education reform and sustainable development. Kawanguzi Paul, Jimmy Aru, UBC.
A new book, Decolonization, Pathways, Coloniality, and African Responses to COVID-19 has been launched in Kampala. It addresses and answered academic questions from the pandemic. The director of the Uganda Virus Research Institute, Professor Kalebu, stressed collaboration between scientists and herbalists as you're about to witness.
At the book launch, the director of Uganda Virus Research Institute, Professor Posion Kalebu, highlighted that the book provides valuable insights into unresolved COVID-19 questions.
We first reported the first case of COVID-19. This was a Ugandan who was coming, a businessman who was coming from Dubai. Tested positive. And on the 30th of March, actually, that's why we had the total lockdown.
David Ngendo Tshimba articulated that its central aim is to assist pathologists in resolving the myriad unresolved questions that emerged during and after the COVID-19 pandemic.
Takes us into the moment of pandemic that suspended a lot of taken for granted assumptions. The assumption that Europe is developed, Africa is underdeveloped. The assumption that Africa is at the receiving end of the science, and then Europe is at the giving end of it. Now, COVID-19 is having, in many ways, suspended that certainty and bringing uncertainties because of the I don't know kind of attitude that loomed large across the globe, both in the east and in the west, in the south and in the north.
Vice-Chancellor of Uganda Matters University, Professor Patrick Chamanywa, lauded the authors for their approach in demystifying decolonization ideologies.
As a student of leadership, I have learned that you can only accomplish what you prioritize. There are so many choices, but what you choose to prioritize is what normally gets your attention, and you invest the resources.
Kawanguzi Paul, UBC.
Moving on, the Lions of Kampala host has reached out to the elderly in Bakateyamba's home in Nalukolongo with some food and medical supplies. This is part of the club's charity that has reached out to those in need, as they usually do. Crispus reports.
Founded in 1978 by the late Cardinal Emmanuel Nsubuga, Mapera Bakateyamba Home is found in Nalukolongo Lubaga Division in Kampala. Under the management of Good Samaritan Sisters, the facility looks after the helpless, aged, sick and disabled.
Mapera Bakateyamba's home is a home for the elderly, sick and disabled. We are saying elderly sick because the people who receive here are sick, physically sick, yes, and maybe spiritually sick. And others are not old, but they are disabled.
With limited space and resources, Bakateyamba Home continues to battle overwhelming admission demands.
We give them the possible care, and we are very grateful to different people from different places who come to this home to give us support, like you have come, the Lions.
We are addressing the nutrition support. So we brought some foods, which foods we think are more or less nutritious, not just to eat and fill our stomachs, but at least because when you grow old, you need more nutrition than volume.
The absence of adjustable medical beds makes lifting bedridden patients and elderly a daunting task.
The people we have here, we have those who are bedridden. They are ever in bed. They can't sit. You can't take him or her out, so he's ever there. Everything is done for them from there. So if we have those beds, you can adjust it. You can put it in a position you want.
The Assistant Administrator, Sister Matilda, laments the growing neglect of the elderly, as many are abandoned by relatives who never return.
Many people now are showing up. They are like, they no longer have time for the old. Whether your mom or dad or uncle. So even such people, they bring here their relatives. At times they don't show themselves available here anymore.
In a charity gesture, Lions Club of Kampala host has donated food items, sanitary and medical supplies to these old and disabled people.
Then we also have brought some things of medical supplies, not medicines, but maybe which you can use as you are looking after the people. We have also brought some sanitary supplies. You do, of course, you need a lot of cleaning. Then we also have brought some personal hygienic supplies.
Crispus, Arinitwe, UBC News.
Father Ibrahim Kafedo and Walisimbi Vian, who were the main celebrants at the Thanksgiving ceremony in PLE and Commonwealth Essay Writing 2024 of Uganda Matters Namilyango Junior Boys School, highlighted last year's PLE candidates for performing greatly in the science subject. They called upon pupils to pay attention and remain disciplined in order to succeed in life.
Namilyango College, just across Namilyango Junior Boys School. I feel very happy because I got a 4 in PLE, and I personally, I never expected that I would get a 4, but I got it and I thank God. So I thank all the staff of Namilyango Junior Boys School for mentoring me and enabling me get that 4.
Even when I was getting my aggregates, my results, I was so anxious and scared. I could not even sit to eat supper with my family. I could always go outside and pray honestly as I'm eating. When I got the good news that I had 4, immediately I got the news, I ran to the church and prayed, thanking him. Up to now I'm still thanking him and the staff and all the administration of Namilyango. I give them a glad thank you.
Express my appreciation to the head teacher and all the staff members for working as a team to ensure that our school is always on the top. I call upon parents there to bring their children here because they will find quality here in every aspect: spiritual, moral, academic, sports, physical, name it.
They made it. They performed very well, but you can perform better. Theirs is gone. Yours can be much, much better. With your cooperation, with your hard work, we shall celebrate 100% first grades. To us all, the Lord is teaching us today as we celebrate the success that things are possible. Things are possible. Today may be going through a hard moment, but God is preparing you a better tomorrow. We are boys, and God will not.
Moving on, the Strom Foundation is working with government to provide essential learning materials to learners. The initiative targets making schools safer, more inclusive and conducive to learning. While speaking at an education stakeholders meeting, officials called for urgent action to address challenges hindering girls from completing their education, including teenage pregnancy, early marriage and drug abuse.
We're handing over 1,242
at Aliba Primary School in the Obonge District. We're here to witness the distribution of over 1,600 desks, tables and chairs, and over 7,000 textbooks. Now, this has been made possible by the generous support of our donors, Education Above All, AKO Foundation, and of course the great work of our partners that we work with here on the ground, which is Safeword and Rice West Nile. We also want to recognize and appreciate the partnership of the government of Uganda, who have made it possible for us to make this happen in the various schools where we work.
Today we are here majorly to enforce the second outcome, to improve this teaching and learning environment, where when you look at the teaching and learning environment, we consider a lot of things. A case in point, we have the furniture, where we are going to distribute the furniture. We have the desk that we are going to distribute to the model schools in Obonge District, and we have 374 desks. We are also going to distribute 14 tables to the 7 model schools, but also at the same time we shall be distributing 14 chairs for the 7 model schools.
Some schools with pupil desk ratio of up to 1:8, others 1:7, and others 1:5. Although there are some few with the recommended standard pupil desk ratio of 1:3. Those do not reach 5 schools. So the pupil desk ratio in Obongi has been wanting. That's why I would like to appreciate Strome Foundation, Rising West Nile Project, ACCO, the government of Uganda, and the Ministry of Education for this initiative to improve the learning environment.
The Christian community of St. Francis Assisi Bulenga in Bulenga Chikaya sub-parish, Buloba Parish gathered this morning for the St. Francis Assisi Bulenga Marathon fundraiser, Braving the Rain, to support the construction of a cathedral. Jamil Sekaja has a detailed report on this story.
A holy mass was led by Father Sonko Dennis from Masaka Diocese, who encouraged the faithful to be committed to building the house of the Lord.
Part 3,
The youth leader and chairman of the organizing committee, Andrew Michael Katerega, along with Francis Lubega, emphasized that while significant progress has been made, more support is needed to complete the church.
This marathon was about fundraising for putting terrazzo into our church. We thank all the people that have engaged into fundraising for this cause. We thank businesses, schools. We thank the parish priest and his executive for the good work done, and I thank all my youth team members that have put their effort to endeavor or to ensure that this marathon is a success this year.
Able to raise funds to be able to complete our church, especially the item of terrazzo. I want to thank everyone that has contributed towards this cause.
Committee member Tony Raymond Jagwe further explained the purpose of this year's fundraising event and highlighted the prizes awarded to the top fundraisers and runners in the appreciation of their efforts.
In particular, St. Francis of Assisi sub-parish for the exceptional emotional support and financial support to support the construction of our church. The purpose of this marathon was to facilitate the flowering of the terrazzo, and I want to assure the Christians that in a few months our church will be worked on and we shall be giving you feedback. Had recognition for the outstanding performers, that is the individuals, institutions and businesses. We've awarded a Christian community of St. Mugaga and St. Yohana Maria Mzee
Fire! Buy your tickets through MTN Momo on *165*20# and come support Uganda Cranes. Proudly brought to you by MTN.
With MTN, our football
and our support
is unstoppable.
We are unstoppable.
We are good with MTN.
We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable.
We are good with MTN.
We are
Welcome back from that short commercial break. Kampala, Uganda's capital city, culture and cuisine are starting to blend. As Ugandan coffee is marketed at the same occasion held at the restaurant in Kololo, this culture exchange is seen to be socially and economically unique. Take a look as Okurud reports.
Ugandan and Chinese musicians, artists and dignitaries celebrated the rich cultural heritage. The Sunday mid-morning entertainment was fusion of Ugandan and Chinese music.
Life without music will be a mistake. Thank you.
Local artists Sharon Kyomugisha shared the stage with Chinese counterparts.
The work that I have, or the people I deal with, they are Chinese. So I decided to learn Chinese slowly by slowly. I don't speak it, though I have some few words I can speak, but I learn Pinyin language. That's how I've been able to learn how to sing Chinese.
Guests shared a range of Chinese dishes at Ganghwa Hotel in Kololo, Kampala.
Today is for the buffet. Every Sunday we have a buffet here for the Cantonese food, dim sum. And we have a musician group, so we have some artists for join and have some coffee.
These foods are unique because they are continental food for the Chinese. Even the Africans eat because we don't just export them from China because we buy them from Uganda. Like the pork is from here. The shrimps, they just buy them from here. There's nothing that we normally get abroad. It's all made from here.
Art pieces such as this, painted by the wife to the Chinese ambassador to Uganda, signals a promise of forging new friendships.
So we show people here is like a popular place. People like it to drink some coffee, talk some business, and enjoy the Sunday.
In all this, it is clear that cultural exchange programs like this one have the power to bring nations closer together. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Thank you so much, Henry Okurud. In our sports stories, Uganda Breweries Limited has launched the Elgon Pamoja Partnership, a key initiative focused on protecting the Mount Elgon catchment area and ensuring long-term water security in Uganda. The launch took place alongside the Water and Environmental Weeks event, bringing together key players from the private sector, government and local communities. Take a look as Sigoa and Juma have a detailed report.
Uganda Breweries Limited has announced a 1 billion shillings commitment over the next 3 years to support water conservation and livelihood improvement efforts in the CP subcatchment. This area covers the districts of Kapchorwa, Buko, Kwen and Bulambuli regions facing serious water challenges due to human activity and climate change.
Through this initiative, we are coming together with the public and private sector, NGOs and communities to address water risks in critical catchment areas, and we are starting with the Elgon region. The area is a crucial catchment area, but also an important source of barley, sorghum, which are our raw materials. Of the 1 billion shillings pledge that we have made, we have already paid out Uganda shillings 450 million to commence this implementation program. So this program is already funded.
Local farmers who have been struggling with extreme weather conditions are hopeful that this initiative will improve their crop yields, incomes, and overall living standards.
Also the issue of crop failure, and of course the reason is the soil health that is declining and the prolonged dry spells, but also the general tree cover loss, because the search for energy for cooking, but also clearing land.
We are ready to support the program as farmers because it's going to restore our landscape, increase our incomes, improve our soils, train us on good farming practices like use of organic fertilizers.
The Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Water and Environment, Dr. Alfred Okidi, welcomed the initiative, saying the investment will go a long way in restoring and protecting the Mount Elgon water catchment.
Water resources support key sectors of the economy, from hydropower, agriculture, fisheries, domestic water supply, agro-industrializations, industries, etc. However, the efficiency and sustainability of interventions under these sectors have recently been a concern in Uganda.
Environmental issues need teamwork. The Elgon Pamoja partnership proves that the private sector, civil society and government can work together to protect Uganda's natural resources.
You will agree with me that is an ambition that neither aid environment nor with UBL or combined can reach. We cannot, the two of us, reach that goal.
Dennis Igor for UBC News.
Thank you so much, Dennis and Juma, for that story about Elgon and its conservation. Now, that's all we had for you tonight. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha. Have a lovely, blessed night, a great week ahead of you. May whatever you touch turn into gold. From the team and I, good night and bye-bye.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
National Council for Higher Education will hold the 6th Annual Higher Education Conference 2025 on the 24th and 25th of March and the exhibition from 27th to 29th of March. The conference will be held under the theme Challenges, Best Practices and Strategies for Artificial Intelligence Integration in Higher Education in Uganda. The conference will be officially opened on the 24th by the First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Honorable Janet Kataha Museveni, live on UBC TV. The exhibition will be opened by the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, the Right Honorable Thomas Tayebwa. The venue for the conference will be Hotel Triangle in Mbarara City, starting at 9 a.m. and the exhibition venue will be Kamukuzi Grounds at Mbarara District Headquarters.
In 1986, Uganda went through a historical fundamental change when His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni took oath as the President of the Republic of Uganda. As a liberator, a leader, hero, a Pan-Africanist, a statesman, and a father of the nation, Musevenomics is a program that will showcase the enormous contributions of the NRM revolution, inclusion of the fundamental principles like security of persons and properties, privatization and liberalization of markets, return of Asian property, diversification of cash crops, market integration, addressing the land question, introduction of UPE, USE, and scaling the population, addressing cost of doing business, monetizing the economy, PDM, adopting ICT.
All that is enshrined in the subject called Musevenomics, the man who has been driving the economic policies which have shaped our direction up to now.
On UBC, inspiring Uganda, Musevenomics, secure your future for steady progress.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Used to praise for loved ones, but to the garden. I wanna feel my belonging. Take me to